Okay, everyone. I thought the previous one was number 18, but that was number 19, so this is 20. Now I'm doing these videos while I'm drinking tea and whatnot, so forgive me if it takes a few seconds. So yeah, so we're drawing the eye, and I said we'll go in and look at the eye a little bit more. So with these pencils, this is a color pencil. If you're wondering what kind of color pencil I'm using, it's the, if you can see the reflection right there, Carandiach Prismalo black color pencil, Swiss made. I love those Swiss Army knives with the ones that have spoons and forks and whatnot, and probably has a kitchen sink too. So quickly we'll I'll go into sketching the whole of the eye. Okay, so when it comes to the eye socket, the general look of the eye socket is something like this. Okay, and the reason being is you have that when you're looking at the skull, right? So this is the eye there. You have that brow ridge there. It comes in, and then you have that. There's these two bones here. There's another bone in the middle there. So this is all the bones of the nose. Okay. So it has this weird shape bone here. So anyway, so this shape here is coming on the inside here. So that's the inside part. This one here is where the bridge of the nose is, right there. So this is where the brow line sits, and it comes in there. Okay. So the eyebrow will sit above it. So the eyebrow will be about there somewhere. And this line is actually that bone there, the edge of that bone coming in. Normally it'll come in just a little bit there, because this area will be slightly raised. Then it comes in underneath the bottom of the sac under the eyelid. Okay, and this one comes out right to the edge of the eye socket right there. Okay, and so that's the whole thing. So that's how we get this shape here. So this side is just because of the nasal bones and whatnot, and this side is because of the shape of the eye socket. And this is where the cheekbone is, so that's what causes this thing to come out there. So if you're looking from the side, we have the eye socket there, we have the nasal bridge there coming down, so the cheekbone comes like that. Okay, so your cheekbone comes this way, you have your jaw in there. So this one here is what causes that that thing to come out there. Okay, so inside that, then you have your eye. Okay, which is all those things that we learned, the tear ducts and everything. They all sit in here, this area. So from here, then you can begin to cut into it. Have the iris coming in there. We have the pupil in there. We have the bottom eyelid coming in there like that. Okay, and the eyebrow coming in there. Okay, so that's how it's placed in the socket. Now normally with the eyeline, where this line comes to right there, if you're looking at like when we were measuring it, right, you have the eyebrow line, you have the eye line, so you were drawing the eye up on that line, right, and that's the top of your eyebrow. About halfway down, that's actually where the most, like the general place where the nasal bridge will be found. So that indent in there. So if you're looking from the side, so this area here is normally found like halfway between the eyebrow and the eye, where the tear ducts are. So halfway down is that bridge right there. So you have the bone that comes out this way. There's the eye socket right there. Sorry, it's bigger than that. So the eye socket. So the eye sits in there. Okay, so that's that. So that's why, so that's the bottom, the tear duct there. That's where the eyebrow line is. So halfway is about there. That's where the bridge line comes. Okay, so what we'll do quickly is just, so when it comes to shading these kind of things, especially if you don't have any reference, which I don't, what you want to do is, like, because I've looked at so many photos already, and I've drawn so many people already, drawn hundreds of portraits and probably thousands of caricatures and whatnot, so I kind of have an idea of how the lighting would look. So I'm gonna just quickly, go into it. So what we're gonna be doing is drawing the termination of where the light starts and where it finishes. So the termination point, which I didn't talk to you about before, is actually where. So we'll imagine the light is coming down from that side in that angle. Okay. So this area here will be in the shadow. So this will be in shade. But the light will hit on this plane, because this plane is actually facing the light. So thinking about all those things in planes will help a lot. And so since it's coming in from that side, we'll put the glow of the eye there. So this area will actually be in shadow too, and just underneath the eyelid right there. Okay, so those are just quick and dirty ways of thinking of, not dirty as in rude, but as in rough, of thinking of how to shade in the eye. So that's that right there, and we can go ahead and do is just let's give it a quick shade. This pencil. So when you're shading, when you're drawing the termination of light, that the line which shows the termination of light, when you're doing that line there, it's you don't draw the term where the halftone is. It's just the dark areas and the light areas, and that's it. All the halftones, if you Google value scale, or if you just check out other videos that might talk about value scale, and I might talk about that later. If you check out those videos, you'll find them talking about tone and the tonal scale. So yeah, so above, so the halftones, you have the tone is from 1 to 9. Okay. So halftone would be about from 3 to 6. So anything above that, that's what we're doing here. Okay, so there we go. So as I said, I have no reference for this one, so I'm just trying to guess how the light will hit. Okay, so that's that. So we'll come back in the next video, and I'll just quickly shade this in for you, and yeah, so you can see what it'll look like when it's rendered.